Wow. Let's see. Let me check my audio. That seems to be okay. Quickly check here. Yes. I want the link, which I have to get from a whole different place. It's annoying. I can just link here, I think. There is on my dashboard for YouTube. There isn't a way to directly link to my stream, and I want to put my stream in Discord real quick. Let me go. That link. Okay, I'm quickly gonna go to Discord, which opens up here, and I'll place it in announcements. Hey everyone, I'm live again. That should do it. Just quickly sending out a tweet. It hasn't shown the new thumbnail, which is strange. It shows on here for me, but that's okay. Today, let me quickly check if that actually works. It doesn't show the thumbnail. It does on the feed, so I'm going to assume that that works for now. So here we are in the project. Let's hope that we don't have any more technical issues this time. That's very loud, isn't it? It is for me. I don't know my voice. That seems to be okay. This is a very loud sound because it's obviously playing fairly loud here. For those who don't remember or who haven't seen the last stream ambulance bot is running. Hey, you like my pullover? Thank you. This is an amazing pullover that I got. My camera stopped working. That's great. Deactivate. Activate. Yeah, it's a nice long hoodie, which I can even wear the hood with my headphones, so I can look like a wizard while producing. It's amazing. How is everybody? Hi Desk Glitch, how are you doing? I hope you had a good stream too. I wasn't able to join all the way because I had other things to do, but now I'm free, so I'm producing a bit. Nice to see so many people here already. For those who didn't see the last stream, we basically set up this ambience rack with I'm not gonna go in depth. A whole bunch of different delays. I think 2 delays and 3 reverbs, where I can switch between, and I can set a dry wet. So we can easily make like atmosphere stuff. So that's what we'll continue to do. I think for this sample pack I want to make a few more in A sharp. Let me see, we have 31. I think I want to go to around 35, and then we'll work on the next key, which is going to be C, and then basically for each stream that I do, I'll continue down the road and just go one by one down until I have this whole thing filled up, and I might do some stuff offline as well. I want to, for today's stream, experiment with Vital. The Desk Glitch is going to love me because I actually bought this thing now. And that means that I feel the need to actually start using it a lot more. So that's what we're going to do. Quick setup. All of this group is going through the effects, which is going through that rack here. Then we pre-sample or we record whatever we want from this group, and then we can turn it into samples. So the way I'm going to do this is just creating a clip. I think we'll start with 8 bars for now. That should be okay. And I can draw in my note and can place it down here a bit. A sharp 0 should give us the fullest range of frequencies. And let's just kind of randomly mess a bit with the select functions and the dry wet. That's good enough. I think for an atmosphere it's good to have some detune. It creates a nice stereo field, kind of nice, a little bit more of a spectrum as well. And then I'm kind of just going for that's cool. Let's start like here and then just very slowly morph to here maybe. It's kind of this slow morph between all of these textures. And then, you know what, that's already really cool. There's not much more that I would add to this. Maybe let's see. Some mid-range stuff here. Because it's a bit hollow sounding. So I'm going to basically browse through Waveform, see if we can get some gritty texture. And then we'll have this go through a bandpass filter. Like, let's see, can I set this to, first of all, the interface is too big. Can I, yeah, this is what I want, kind of, so I can have the spectrum below it and it's not covering up everything. Just maybe like this, and then we'll add some movement to that. Just it's more interesting than like a static tone. Oh, I meant to do this. I guess we can play around with the cutoff here as well, or the wavetable position, kind of randomly just going through it and listening if it's okay. I wonder, Dash, you probably know this, is there a way to get this readout of frequency in actual frequency instead of the semitones? Can you enter value? Is there a settings thing here? No. Advanced menu. Oh. Tuning. It's in the bottom left. Tune, transpose. Frequency units, hertz. Yes, that's what I want. Because then it's a lot easier to kind of see what's going on with respect to the spectrum. I don't really care about the like the octaves here. This then does not go to a filter. Finally, do we want to give this a sub maybe as well? Let's just try factory basic shapes. Because it has a thing here, but there is no sub in either of these wavetables. One because we're filtering it out, and the other one is just not there. So we can maybe like this. Nice, now we record that and then we have our first sample finished. I feel like these, and this was one of the reasons why I got Vital, is the speed at which I'm now able to make these weird textures. with all of the wave manipulation kind of thing. And I haven't even gotten into the wavetable editor and stuff like that, which obviously, if you know Serum, it's massively powerful. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I can see subscriptions here. I don't know if these subscriptions come from the stream, but if you're in here while I'm streaming, thank you. If not, then still thank you, but obviously you're not going to notice that I said this. So we place it in here. Uh, 32 A sharp. We'll go up till, as I said, 35, and then we do the next key, and that way we have a nice collection of cool atmospheres. The only thing is I might replace some of these first ones because they're all like pretty similar, although they're nice sounds. I might actually decide to make some more of these kind of short, well, I have one here which isn't rising that long though. So all of these are like 4 bars rising, which is something I really like to just add in drops, just under it somewhere. And the whole way I made those is I just got a bunch of samples from Omnisphere and ran those through the same reverb and delay and recorded all of them, so that was really quick as well. But I find it a bit cheap to not make them myself. This seems to me, yeah, it's like a keyframe system. I have never played with this, by the way, so excuse me for my lack of knowledge here. How would I? Okay, I can add keyframes and I can. How do I set the value if I want? Harmonic. Okay, so okay, wave folder. I guess I'm just kind of messing around here, and here we'll go to 0. Wave warp, I don't know what that is. We'll start here. Okay. It seems to be like almost like a wave shaper thing. Does it not automatically make a... Let's play this. Let's see what this sounds like. It's probably not going to sound good, but that's not the point here. We can always make it sound good later through some processing, as long as I have some cool movement. Already the fact that we have the ambience here, which again, just for this sound, I'm just going to mess around with that a little bit. So I guess just as a test, I'm gonna go up. It's non-destructive, so you can save and edit later. Yeah, it's just there, right, as information. It's not actually putting it in the waveform. I can, yeah, move up, reset, remove, and you can add source, wave source, continuous source, audio file source. This is something I have to dive into, which is a good idea to do it like this now. That's perfect. That's actually a lot better than I thought. I'll do a little filter on it so it opens up. But that's kind of exactly what I wanted when I said I wanted like these samples, right? Which is also this kind of morphing thing here. Well, it doesn't even morph that much. This is just... There's a lot more movement in this. But it is like opening up. Although I'm not happy with the shape, I want it to be more like these, where it bends open, like this one, for example. Or this rises up until a point, which is where it becomes really useful when you're putting it in a drop. So at this point, I guess I'll just use the level. We don't have to make things too complicated now. And we should be able to just... Yeah, that's how I want it to be. Okay, so put it to there and then add the fade to it. And then you have it. And then return that to 0. That's kind of what I want. It's rising up until this point, so that's what I'm going for. It's sharp. Something is wrong here. Made a typo. And then we can move on to the next. So I saw there's multiple sources. I'm assuming that a source is like this, where you have windows you can connect. And draw like that. Okay. Is there a way I can remove this? I can just remove all of the harmonics if I want to. And then I can zoom in and get a sine wave. Or is this... Okay, so... Huh? Ah, it has a maximum level. Okay. Okay. So it's... This is like an effective level of it, I'm assuming. Also, why do I have 2 lines now? I guess I want no grid here, so we can... I don't really plan on drawing in. Why does this... Or is that because... Huh? I don't understand. As far as I can tell, this other line doesn't make sense. I hope it's going to play this purple line. Now, though, what did I do? I should be able to... Oh. get like a, I guess I want to go like this maybe. Kind of a weird shape to morph to. Oh, that's the line of my cursor. So if I place this in the middle, it shows me, yeah, okay. Now we can try this, which I don't know what that does. Down limit, up limit. What is this? It limits the speed at which it can go down or up. That's not what I want. Wave window. I'm just going to try some. Okay. And then here we want it to be fully open for this one. Okay, you have to select the keyframe to edit this. I'm learning stuff. And then I want to use the wave folder to create the kind of psychedelic thing that you see. So we set it to 1 and here we go higher. We go like this, I guess, almost. I'm looking, but it's not really symmetrical, but that doesn't really matter that much. Let's go to 10-ish. But now, why is my... Okay, I want to keep it like that. See what this does. I was trying to make, which I don't think this really is, I would need to then add band mode like this, but then it's too squeezed. So I would go halfway. I'm trying to kind of make that SSQ thing. Wait, I know you can, if I just keep this normal, I know you can do, you can wave warp in the editor, which is like bend. Yeah, but I know I can set this to, I can resample this to an oscillator. I know this. I can set this to seconds and then 4 seconds. And I set the wavetable position all the way up. And then the band, we set that to the value we had before. I believe I can go in here and then resynthesize preset to wavetable. Okay, so it's not quite on because our phase is not set to 0. I'm assuming. Obviously the level has to go down on that one, but we resynthesize it. 180. Yeah, this is what I want, kind of. It's almost there. 84 maybe, because then it will shift it. Yes, now it's exactly how I want it, and I can add my wave window where the right position is all the way down, and here we kind of get that SSQ thing going. Is there a way I can half sign? This is kind of more how I want it. I want it to still be like open. And this way, all the way there. Where did I do that? I did that on this. Yes. Yeah, I know. My goal was to get kind of the SSQ, but not clean. So that's kind of what we've done, because it's this weird harmonic stuff that's happening in the middle. And once I saw that doing it like this, I wanted this to like do that the bend thing that the SSQ does, where it goes up in pitch and then also have this little bit of a volume dip here. So that's now what we've done. You can get something like SSQ with just wavefold plus negative X warp. Let's give that a try, just to basic shapes, and then I guess I can remove all of these, remove keyframes, and now I should have, yes. Okay, wave warp, and then I go here, negative X. I assume I need to add the wave folder before this, I guess. Yeah, this is kind of it, and then you would, yeah. The only thing is this is two-sided, right? So this speeds up and then slows down. Usually the warp, it just speeds up and then instantly slows down again, I think. It is cool though that you can do it like this, where it's like extra high-end, extra spicy, because it's almost like skewing the frequencies, making it more spiky. We might try something with this as well. That looks pretty extreme. I'm going to save the wavetables spiky just for now. So we have that. That looks cool, thank you. This is me trying to understand a new synth. This is turned off, we can ignore that. Let's do one that's an octave higher. This needs to. Kind of. Just to see. It is not really doing the SSQ thing, but it is a cool sound. If I copy paste this in here, we can add another octave below it. And set kind of the same automation for both of them. One is going a bit slower than the other. This might be cool. Let's however go like this. So the lowest one is the slow one. Okay, now we set overall volume. Maybe not that high, but like this. Nice. Okay. Go like this and like this. Hello, Russian name I'm unable to pronounce. I'm sorry for not being able to pronounce your name. I hope you understand. Glad to see you here. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. A sharp 34. We'll do one last one here, and then I guess we'll do like 5 A sharps, and then I'm going to work on music, because that's a lot more interesting than this. I've made a pretty nice amount of samples already here. I'm pretty happy with the progress that I'm making. I want to try something really cool for this last one, because I've also found some cool features inside Serum. And Desk Glitch, you might be interested in this even if you are not really a Serum user anymore. I found out that the whole process menu here, there's a lot more stuff in this stuff here that you can do, and just messing with it is really cool. So, quick example, we'll go here and randomize all of this, and then we'll get a few wavetables for my tones pack. Download is in the description, by the way, just saying. We'll get some tones here. This one and this one, kind of at random. And it will create, you know, a quick table, and then you just morph spectral. And you gain stage each separately. So you get your wavetable thing here. Now you can do something cool, I think. Where is it? I need to go multis, right? Let's first squarify them. And then I wanted to there's a way to, where is it now? Create random gaps is the process, but I'm not finding it. So what it will do is it will remove random bins from the wavetable. I think it's in here. Yes. Create random gaps. I have to do that for each, I think. Yeah. So I'll go back to this and then create random series gaps. You do that for each one of them, and you get more randomized stuff in your wavetable. Use Vato and Faceplant, but I always forget to use them. Stuck in Serum. I've been coming out of my Serum shell lately. I have not shown much love to Faceplant, so we might mess with Faceplant later today as well. But I've definitely started using Vital more. So now we do this. So we create our wavetable. And the cool thing is, now we have this saw wave with randomized phases, and I can go and I can, I believe, the way you would do this is set up 4 different ones to match these, and I have to do some math here, which I really don't want to do. But I think if I go here and subtract spectra from other oscillator a few times, so it's completely gone, and then it does it for all of them. That's annoying. Can I do that to a single one? No, not really. Well, I guess we'll do it just a little bit. The goal was, because we now have different spectra, it's not going to work as I exactly wanted to. You would have need to do the same, removing the same from each and every one of them. I don't know how you would do that, but that's okay. But what's happening now is, if we go into this channel, just to explain what my do you know about the split bins for stereo/phase coherent widening trick? No. The goal of what I wanted to do is, I'll quickly show you the exact setup that I have. There's a way, I don't remember exactly how you would do that though. I think if I go to a random, like, gritty wavetable, does it now it doesn't do them on any or on every one of them. The goal was to do this and remove the same bin on each of them. I think the way you would do that is, you go to your wavetable that you want to use, you do it here, create random gap series, and then you subtract from here. So you subtract, and you subtract a few times to make sure that it's all removed. And now what you essentially have is one part saw wave and the other part moving harmonics. So if I play this with a spectrum, you can see spectrum. Let me just open, that opens up nicely. I'm just going to set this to the side so you can see what's going on. I'm going to twist this knob when I'm playing it. Oh. We have this saw wave series going down, and then there's this whole bunch of other harmonics sitting in there. Yeah, the end goal was that you had to do it the other way around. I was trying to remove the same phase from each of the different wavetables, but you have to do, you create a static wavetable, then you remove the phase from the phases from that, and then you subtract that from the wavetable that's changing. So we can actually do that here, I think. Or can we? If I go back here and go back here, to this, yes, then you do your thing that you want to do. So in this case, if we wanted to multis squarify each of them, gauge stage them, morph them, and gauge stage them again to create the intermediate tables, which I always like to do, because then you get the nice looking waveform here and stuff like that. And then from here you create a random gap series, and you can choose, maybe I want to not remove the lowest two harmonics here. And then here we can go to process, subtract phase. Oh, no. Subtract spectrum is what we need to do. Why is it taking ones that aren't there? That doesn't make a lot of sense. This one is doing it all right. Okay, process. I think it's having trouble. This one seems to be working fine because it's leaving the ones that we want. That's strange. Why is it affecting one differently than the other? Aha. This one wasn't. Oh, so you can. Let's remove this one and this one, and then we gain stage it. So you have to make sure that it's static. That's the reason. I'm sorry, I'm pretty new to this process as well. So remove, remove, and now you have this, on one hand, dynamic looking square wave thingy, which has some oscillator, some square stuff in it, and then we have this gap of bins here, which hopefully should create a cool strange texture for us, which I then want to vocode onto a different sound. That's the whole idea. So let's hear what we have. I'm gonna go to A0. It's this cool morphing sound, but it's not really fully morphing, right? Like if we look at the spectrum again, you see how some harmonics are coming out of its saw wave thing. This sound just sounds awesome on its own. I think I might record this temporarily as well, just so we have it. I can see this being useful as well as a sound. But the goal was for a final sound, we might do 36 sounds. We can keep this one as well. The goal was to do some vocoding with this, because it has saw wave qualities now, right? So again, I deleted the spectrum, but I shouldn't have. This is basically half a saw wave, right? Right there, you can just kind of see the shape going down. What we can do, and this might be too crazy, is if we now move with the a little bit of verb on top of that, and you got this some simple atmosphere. Yeah, that's the goal. We're making atmosphere. So there's reverb on this. There's here reverb and delay. It's actually fully reverb what you're hearing here. There's no dry signal. If you listen to the dry signal, it's going to probably sound terrible. That's not what we want. It's the delay that's creating the atmospheric kind of vibe that we're getting here. Let's play a little bit with turning the format down just like an octave. See what that. I need to remember to close out any spectrum so that it doesn't shift the tracks around if we're working. I'm going to make this longer because I like this sound. I'm basically going to slow it down then. So this goes to here. The serum wavetable position goes to here. And then this goes to here. So now we have a nice full sound that we can send to sends only. And using the same MIDI, we can create a vocoder. I already have one. And we set it to that track. And that means that we can have, let's one carrier enhancing. We already are getting that quality from it, but we can play even more with the formants, and maybe like do like this. You can also set like depth, attack, and lower release, lower or higher bandwidth. Let's set 40 bands here, the maximum. If we turn that off, then we should have... Yeah, we don't have any of that morph anymore. It's just a static sound going through that reverb. So now we can, instead of just using a simple saw wave, play with the character here. And spectral time skew doesn't seem to really do anything. How would spectral morph? Is there a manual in here? Open external preset. Advanced. Manual. Tune transpose. Round robin. I want to know what the different modes here are doing, because I really don't know them. I want, let's just Google what this time skew, how that works, because it doesn't seem to do anything. Is it more voices? Do I need to set something up here? Vital spectral wavetable synth. Do I need to log in to get the manual? Otherwise, here we are. I'll put it up in here. Voice wavetable view. Here's an oscillator modulation on page 8. Morphs harmonic between wavetable positions. Okay, so you need multiple wavetable positions for this. So let's make some wavetables. I guess we'll do 2 randomized things here and just kind of I don't really know what it's doing, but it seems cool. Guess here for the face we can play with that a little bit and maybe go like this. It's definitely a different effect than just setting the wavetable here. I don't really know what it does. What we can do is try to, and this is something that I used to always do in Serum, or I still do always in Serum, is to just get an effect going like this and then resample it onto itself like this. So you resample it and then now you have basically both effects in there, and then you do it again and you do it again and you do it again until you have this kind of mess happening. And now we can disconnect all and we should have, okay, so it's doing a bit of a wobble thing, which may be not ideal. Okay, so we need to Maybe we've done it a few too many times. Let's try it again. So you make a wavetable by just randomizing this thing and then going here and randomize. Let's just make 2 random wavetables. And we'll do it just once. Go spectrum times Q. For some reason you have to set it 4 seconds. And we'll also do this and then resynthesize. Let's disconnect. We can always reconnect them and see. It's not really changing the sound all too much, is it? I guess we can try. Let's put this on there. That's already getting there. Now we can mess with those wavetable positions while it's going through the vocoder. And you can do them like independently and we get some cool morphing hopefully. And that should be a good carrier for our Skill works best on sounds which have a very dynamic wavetable series, like a sample or something. We can try that. I'm still going to do some more atmospheres for the C, the key of C that we're working on, because we have A sharp almost finished. I want to get to 45, something like that. So if the frames sound similar, there's not much change. Ah, okay. That's what we're doing wrong then. I think now we should get a sound out of this. Let's hope that it's usable. For some reason it loses all of its high end here. It's not like there's some crazy stuff happening here somewhere. It is a strange sound. I did not expect that high end to suddenly disappear. No, it doesn't do that. Ah, it's the sample. I left the sample turned on, of course. We can mess with this a little bit more, because it's a little bit too bright for now, so we can just format it down. Or maybe pitch it. It doesn't really work like a pitch shifter that well. I'm missing some of that lowest harmonic content there. That might be the way I've set it up. I think it might have to do a little bit with the fact that we're in a high format here. So we can have in the vocoder a tad bit of this coming through. And then we have it like this. It's a little bit saw wavy right now, so guess we turn the level of this off. One final thing that I want to do is add some movement to this whole sound, because it's just kind of there. It's not really doing anything, so quick and easy way to do that is to just go like this and then have an opposite one go up. So what this does is it's brighter here and here, and it's darkest here. Could go even a bit higher maybe. It's still coming out of the vocoder, but that's because we have the vocoder set maybe a bit yeah, now we can hear the filter movement. We could also replicate this filter movement here. Oh, not there. Here. Scale it down a bit so it's not too extreme. This is the kind of weird sound that you would never make, but it's not sounding that extreme, I would say. I wonder how this sounds like without the delay and the reverb, if that's... moving a bit too much. Towards the end there it starts to crackle a bit. I guess I want some of that in, so I'm going to not 100% wet. You get a little bit of that gnarly changing sound. First of all, let's put this in here, and I see that I made a mistake in the last one. Psychedelic Atmosphere, this is 35, very sharp. The other one I had it spelled the other way around, so like this. Now we can record this again, and we should have it. My camera does seem to have broken again, so I'm just going to turn it off for this thing. I have to fix that, it's annoying. You no longer get to see my amazing face, and I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so we fade it out. It's not really expressive. Do I want to make this so that it like builds up in volume a bit more, you would do it like this then, like -10, like this, so it just rises in volume continuously. It can be used rising, although this way you could make that yourself. So if you want the sample to do that, I guess it's better to just have it like this. Although it's also possible to go the other way around. It's not impossible, it's just a lot more annoying. A sharp. Okay, so with 1/5 of this pack done, it's a nice amount of samples, I think, to start off with for each. So we're still going to continue doing the same thing, just in a different key. And I'm keeping all of the ideas in this one here. For the first run I didn't do that, because most of them were resampled from tracks, so they're already like an idea. But for this run I'm going to basically fill it up until like here, or until my CPU starts to really mess up. And then I am going to save a version of that as a as a project, and then we just do it again. We continue recording things, and I'm leaving all of the original samples in here as well, so I have an idea of what kind of vibe we already had. So I know Dash does sample packs. A little tip here for sample pack people makers: if you want to make sample packs, it's a good idea to keep all of your old recordings in the place where you're doing it, so that you can check if the vibe of, or the overall tone of the sample pack is still like the same throughout the whole thing. By the way, I set up a chatbot which once in a while should have sent a thing. I guess I need to log in. So it would send out links, which was useful, like to my sample pack and stuff, so you guys can see. I know most of the people watching my stream have already seen, but I wanted to just play with the time. I have no timer set up. That's strange. I did set something up. It's maybe because I've done it on the wrong account. I'll check that later. That's not a big problem. Yeah, so we're starting a whole new part of the pack, which is going to be a bit... I need to adapt to working in a different key, I guess. So we'll start off with the basics. Basic sliding up kind of thing. I'm already in the wrong key. Again, we take our ambience. Let's completely go like... Let's mess with some of these other options. So, blur spectra adjacent bins grid size. I wonder what this means. Let's try. Adjacent bins. Well, that made a mess. I guess we need to set a short frame size, like 2. Yeah, it just kind of smooths out the spectra. I can do the same for Okay, not really. It seems to randomize the phase, but in a strange way. There's a sound design technique that I didn't expect. If you want phase to be either 1 or 0 or occasionally random, then there you go. That should be the same, by the way. If it's up there or at 0, that should be the same idea. It's just a different representation of the same thing, because 0 degrees and 360 degrees is in the circle coming around again. It is a strange sound, that's for sure. Let's try set spectra from other oscillators. Now what you can do technically is, I think if we apply remapping on both of them and we do different remaps, one like this, and then this one maybe will go a bit more extreme, like the spikes, like this is just an experiment. Maybe it will work, but this will create this mess basically, and this will just duplicate it, and then you'll have smaller things on either side. I guess it's not really that clean. It could make cleaner. Go up, go down a bit. We have this main lobe and then 2 smaller lobes here. I guess what we can do is render osc A warp and render osc B warp, and then we just don't need this anymore. And now we have 2 wavetables with this, basically. And I think if I go here, process, and I guess set the phases from the other one, does that now make it? It does something. That's pretty cool. I'll correct for that, and then we'll very slowly morph through this. It's this weird kind of morph that we have now, which doesn't sound completely like, it sounds like it's being time shifted or time warped within Ableton with the beats mode, because it sometimes suddenly jumps. I didn't know that that would happen, by the way, but it does sound cool. So we can soft clip this and then just drive it in there to get some extra volume towards the end. Let's record that, because I think that's good enough for now. There seems to be some kind of very low oscillation happening. I also, so we just remove that, and we should get a cleaner recording. We can also add some more volume difference to it then. That's nice. We finally can then save this here. Our first atmosphere. Nope. One C. Okay. Let's experiment just for a change with faceplant. What I like to do, and I've shown this off last time here, if you take just like a whole bunch of oscillators, and I think this is how most people make tones in faceplant, is just to go and set a whole bunch of different phase values here. So I'm first going up to make sure that eventually each oscillator is like affected, and now we can maybe go down a bit. We can have this one slightly move this one around, and I'm just kind of looking how the waveform is affected when doing this. If I get the kind of grittiness maybe that I want, maybe I want to go have this maybe like self oscillate a bit. That seems to make a mess. But if you make it really short, then it's okay. And now you have a nice tone. I do really like how it sounds, well, even though it's like very low in octave. I think this is usable. Obviously we need to make some movement to this. It would be cool if you could save this output as a wavetable. I don't think you can. Let's add, I want to add a filter, there we are. I go from low and just open it up. What if I take another output, place it here and send this to lane 2, and then both of those are gonna go in lane 3 where they get compressed together with a saturator. This one is obviously going to be louder. But just by going up like this, we can go let's, you know, slightly filter it out here. Low Q. Nice and metallic sound here. This is the last sound I'll do. I've seen that I've been streaming for more than an hour, so I'll do this as the last sound. And then, because we've done quite a few here, we've done like this, I think, or this, so that's like 4 or 5 sounds, which is enough. I don't want to bore you too much with sound design. So then we're going to go into production. As you can see from the titles, working on samples and abandoned projects. We will be diving into an abandoned project very, very soon. But first I'm going to record this, save this, and then take a quick break, and I'll play you one of my songs. Okay, so this is clipping. This is the amazing thing from Ableton. You can just have things clip on recording, because internally Ableton is 32-bit floating point for samples. So I can just go here, I leave the refill tail, I select Ctrl J, and then we go down. And now we have our non-clipping atmosphere. And it's exactly the kind of metallic texture that I want, but without the distortion from before. Which is really cool. To see. There we are. So I'm going to play my track here, and then what do I play? What do I play? I guess I can play the track that I'm going to be working on. So it's this one. It's an old project and I haven't worked on it a lot. It's not a good sound, but you can get familiar with the track that we're gonna be working on while I'm taking a quick break. And I guess I'll be right back. How long is this? This is 4 minutes. I'll leave it playing, and then we'll see if I get back. The whole goal of this production was to have one sound play every 4 bars. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that idea. I do really like the sound that I have in there, but it gets really annoying really fast, so I might change some stuff up. There's also bassline things that I might change, all kinds of other things that I might change. There's a... Is this the one with the vocal in it? Then I cannot play it. Yeah, I cannot play that. So I'll play the... I'll play this track then instead. I cannot play it because the vocal is copyrighted, so I have to remove that before I can play it, and then we'll work on that later. So quick break, and I'll see you in a bit.
captures our imagination.
Einstein's relativity. Time goes slower. Gravitational redshift. Time dilation. Einstein's relativity. Time goes slower. Gravitational redshift. Time dilation. Einstein's relativity. Time goes slower. Gravitational redshift. Time dilation. Einstein's relativity. Time goes slower.
What a timing. Going to open up that project that I wanted to show. I got back just in time. Let me just find it. I don't have the best organization, as you can see, but what can you expect? I think it's this one, right? 52, yes. Do I want to save that? Yes. I don't really have anything else to show during breaks. So unfortunately I get a lot of people leaving. But that's okay, because once I get back, usually it goes back up again, and it's not that important, because also it's nice content for people to see, like as a video. I think there's a lot of people who rewatch streams, I can tell from, for example, my first stream that I did. The first three all sit at like 500 views each, so it's still a good idea to for me to stream, because it counts almost like a normal video in terms of like ad revenue, and it takes less time to make as well, because I'm not editing anything. But it's a little bit in the moment it's a little bit annoying that I'm taking breaks, but that's just because, you know, cleaning my ears and making sure that I cannot use this. So this is turned off now. That's good. Let's just completely zero this out. So I'm going to play it without the vocals, as I said. The whole point of this track was to have this single synth sit throughout the whole track and give us the rhythm. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep any of that. I do really like the synth that's sitting in there. It's this big saw plug. I have to check if everything still sounds the way I want it to sound. Well, for now, just listen to what we have and we'll see. I'm going to turn off anything that I don't like. And obviously you guys can write in the chat as well some feedback if you want to, and we can take that into account. For now I'm just going to play it. I might also consider making this track shorter, like until 6 minutes or something. It's right here. It's already short. I'm also going to try deactivating and activating my camera again. See if we can get it to work. I wonder why I made this a different color. I have to come back into the project. I do really like the bass line that we have going on here. Is my camera still? Yes. Let's hope that it doesn't crash again. It's also, the synth is always in the same key. So that's a bit of a challenge. As an idea, it's a cool idea, but I don't know how feasible it is to actually produce it like this. Obviously I made everything up until now like this. here I think I messed with the... Yes, I messed with the bass line here. I don't know if I like this, which is strange. Kind of have to get back into this project, see what I was doing here. I'm really not sure what I want to do on this track. I do want to I'm sure I want to keep working on it. So I guess for now we'll just, including the sidechain trigger, copy this over. We might make some like minor edits to it to begin with, like very small details, and see if we can get some creative stuff out of that. Of course, I'm going to duplicate the synth over that we're working with. What might be cool is to do some like stutter effects with it, because I have the recording for the intro here, which is this. Going to normalize this. So this goes to 0, and therefore this goes to -22. This one is at -18. So I'm going to group these together, just keeping everything organized. -18, and I will turn this up until this one hits 0. So that's -4. Now everything is organized and grouped, and we can, let's take a recording from just one of these, and so that's, I'm very disorganized in this project, I know, but that's something we'll have to deal with. There's this really cool sustained reverb thing that I was doing. You can hear how it like really sustains out long. If you want the how I did that, let's go through that. So we're envelope following this patch. And then the more reverb I want is just set the gain up so that the dry wet stays open longer. And then that together with what else? Let's just OTT time scaling, we don't need that. That's just something to compress it here, I think. Yeah, it makes it more plucky in the OTT. Here you can hear it's just much more pushed into it. So if we record it without the time scaling, it should be even. It's not that big of a difference. Let's do some stutter effects first of all. So going to duplicate this and have it on A and B, or left and right, sorry. Maybe A and B is not really. So 30 and 30 to just keep some mono information in there. And we'll do that in here. Guess we'll have this start offbeat so I can sidechain this thing. That's kind of cool. I guess we'll have another one there to kind of complete it. -7, I guess, something like this. You don't really hear the first one then. We'll bring this up again 4 decibels to -3 where we had before, and then we set these all to -4. So we have a difference in volume there. I guess we can do some more bass line edits too, because right now the bass line is a bit boring as well. I don't know if I want to keep this bass line idea here, this. That little pause in there, it is kind of cool. What would be cool is to then maybe not have these, but I'm not sure, because that ruins the whole idea of the track a bit. But then again, we also have a different bass line there, so that might make sense. Let's remove these pads here. just to bring in the idea here of this pad being back. I'm gonna have to play it here again. Welcome back everybody. I'm seeing viewer numbers going up again, which is nice to see. Somebody's driving really fast outside, maybe you could hear that. I like the idea of having all of these pauses in there. We can do the same, yeah. Maybe not. The majority of the reverb comes from the patch itself, which is a modified patch here. If I remove this, we can basically turn off the reverb altogether. I thought. Is there another? Yeah, I would need to turn this up for this one. And then also turn this off up until here. Does this mean I can fade the reverb back in though? Will that work? Yeah, I think it's... What I want is the reverb to cut off here. We can do it with this. If I go here, I just set the output all the way down and then just have it go up like that. Maybe it's a little too late. What's this thing? We'll have that turn up in frequency, so high passing. And then this also just turns off. We can use a utility for that. The cool thing to do is if you have like a big pad sound like we have here, is to just slightly before this go down, and we'll have it all the way down here. Then it should not be. You can do the same thing, I guess, with this one. Although I do like the idea of it coming back in, so we can just do that, and then we set the output gain. This output gain goes to 0. We can go a bit higher here towards the end. Try with feedback, that's all okay. What does macro 4 do here in this case though? That seems to be sustain. Guess we also want that to be inverted then to follow. course we need to change the delay, the way the delay is sounding. This one will have just a little bit of a dip here. Finally, same with the reverb. Do I want to take this to the extreme and also do this one here? That would sound like this. It's maybe a bit too extreme. Ableton's starting to have trouble. First, let's go, as I said, I want to add some more bass edits. So for example, here, what is going on here? Let's open up Serum. We'll try a cool thing here where we just kind of have it slide in. So we would need shape going like this. What key is this in again? As I said, this is an abandoned project. So this is an F sharp, which is interesting because I never really produced an F sharp. -9 will do a bit of stereo winding on this, just because it's a different synth, and then we'll do some clipping. I found a cool clipper, by the way. It's Clip Shifter and it's free, which is amazing. What key does this go to? That's an E. We'll go up with this to an E. And now I guess we'll slide down again. Of course, then we need to deactivate these two. Is that too loud maybe as a bass? All of these recordings I'd like to keep. So we'll record here. Gonna do a whole bunch of different bassline edits later. That does seem pretty loud and strong. Yeah, that's loud. The stereo shifter might be introducing errors, or the clip shifter, sorry, might be introducing phasing. We'll just have progressively more bass edits while we're going here, just to make this part interesting. And I'm going to do that for all of the parts that have a lot of stuff happening. So this and this one. That's pretty. I'm probably, yeah. With the reverb, some bass edits would be cool in here as well. I'm hoping to get some feedback from you guys, so if that's a good idea, I'm going to just note this as bass edits here, and we'll do them here where we already have them. And then this drop is also going to be longer, so we might have another little bit of a pause here. I guess we can go out to like here. We'll have it like a toned down version here. Let's write out the drop. That's always a good idea. So I'm just going to take, and we'll mess around with those parts later. So this would be basically the drop, and then here we would have our outro. This would also be a part where there's no stuff happening, just like this one here. I believe part of this we can keep this part in here. That might help a bit with the cohesion, because where the bassline just isn't there, it sounds kind of weird. This might suck because it's opposed to this rhythm. It kind of works. Also because we're filtering down, right? Maybe our filtering down is a bit too extreme. We could probably do something cool here with, now that I have little alto board, which I didn't have when I started this project, we can mess around with the format on everything that's happening here. So we go maybe like this. I don't know if this is audio issues or if it just glitches like that on I think we're having audio issues now with the form and shifter, so that's hopefully when you render that out, that's going to be good. We can probably test that by rendering this to audio, this whole group. I do like that effect of it just suddenly going down, I think. I cannot really hear because of those glitchy things that were happening, so we'll... It's a cool breakdown. You don't really hear form and shifting on a synth like that. Does seem to have those issues in the recording, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, you can... Do you see how it's like stopping? If I put this to 0, you can probably see it in the waveform. If I consolidate it. It's a weird issue. It might mean that I need to do this with a different plugin. I luckily have another form and shifting plugin, so if this doesn't work, we can check there. But as you can see, if I zoom in, you see how it just like suddenly stops in places. And I think that means that this isn't... That's just part of the process. Although I like the effect, we cannot have that, right? So we might try doing this with transformer, which might bring its own set of problems. This also goes down exactly an octave, so that's great. Exactly what we want. We can just show the exact same curve like this, and then this was 1 bar before it. So let's listen to how M Transformer handles this. It's different, but it's not so drastic. That's annoying. I downloaded, maybe this has... I don't think there's vocal picture. Does this do form and shift? Form and... Apart from it being completely mono, which we cannot have. We can fix that obviously by making a rack and then doing left right. This has a format filter but not a shifter. Does the new shifter device shift formats? No, pitch, frequency and ring. There's no format option here. Right? No. If only I had 2 more weeks of signal processing under my belt from uni, then I would probably be able to just build my own. I like the tone that this one brings a lot more, but it's like it really goes down to this very dark. Maybe if I quantize. It cannot handle this kind of sound. So we have to go with M transformer. And in that case, I want it to be more extreme. Do we pitch shift? I don't think pitch shifting will sound the way I want it to, but we can give it a try. I'm looking for that kind. Obviously this goes down to 2 octaves, so we can 0.25 to just go down 1 octave instead of 2. This is kind of the vibe that we're going for, yeah. But then we need to make sure that right at the start, when we have that pitching down effect, we don't have any melodic elements, otherwise it's going to sound out of tune. So I'm just going to go get rid of some of these melodic things by simply just filtering them out completely here. This one as well, we can filter this out. This is just so that we don't have a tone to compare to. And then we have to filter this as well, a bit more. This is just a saw wave now. Or at least it sounds like one. It's not really that interesting. If we go in here, finally we can do a bit of a correction to the gain, because I really want this thing to stand out here. I also might want to, on this thing, set. Right now we didn't have it, but obviously when we're in the track we want it to go down like this, and then here it goes back up again. Right as that reverb is there. So we get this. You have this cool pitching down effect now, which sounds really odd. And then we have the very warm version of it hitting. We can already start to maybe maybe that's a bit too loud. Let's look at volume levels here, if we do this. Just coming out of... just a strange down pitch like this. With the thing there. I do really like the sound pitched down an octave. Yeah, my camera's still working. I constantly have to check if my camera is working. And then here it becomes loud again. Here I'm going to go down and not so loud. I think based on the waveform here, I do want that loudness, but not too much. Pedro Gerardo, how are you doing? Nice to see somebody in chat again. Psyline. Everybody's coming in now. Nice to see other content creators here as well. We had Des Glitch before, I don't know if he's still here. But it's nice to see other content creators watching my stuff. Heckle, nice to see you as well. Mr. Marponus from Twitch. To be honest, I don't remember all of the usernames from Twitch. It's been over a year, almost 2 years that I haven't streamed on Twitch. I figured now that I have the mainly YouTube going on, I stream here. Because my Twitch following is like 150 people. So that's why there's no more Twitch streams, yes. The whole idea is part of one, Twitch's, since that I stopped streaming, Twitch's content ID system got a lot more restrictive. So they're a lot stricter on copyrighted material than YouTube. In the sense that on YouTube you cannot really get banned for copyright material unless you get strikes. Claims, you're just going to be fine. You get as many claims as you want. So even if you have a little bit of a problem with copyrighted material, it's not really that big of an issue on YouTube as it is on Twitch, because on Twitch with 3 DMCA claims you're just banned from the platform. And me being somebody who works with music, I just don't want to risk that kind of thing. Even if I'm working completely with my own music, the chance that, for example, maybe my distributor randomly decides to start targeting Twitch streamers, I really don't want that to happen. So that was one of the main concerns. The other concern on why I'm not streaming on Twitch was just the fact that realistically I can get twice, even 3 times the audience on YouTube. Partially because if I go to my streams, like if I go here, right, so these are all of my streams that I've done this year. You can see some in January and then some now. These accumulate views and give me money. Whereas on Twitch, once a stream is done, I cannot really monetize it anymore. So that's also part of the consideration. And obviously I have a lot larger following on YouTube than on Twitch. So it made no real sense for me to have multiple platforms for that kind of thing. So that's why there are no more Twitch streams, at least for now. I don't really write anything on stream since I'm a silent watcher, but I really do appreciate everything you do. Thank you, man. It's nice to see you break that habit just for me. Nice to see so many people are here now. And a nice peak of viewers. I guess what I can do, we have this thing which we never bring back. We can do that here maybe. Isn't Twitch for gamers? Well, mostly, but you can also, theoretically you can also do other things there. So they do have a music section. Like a music production. Part of that section though is also filled with live performances, and you're competing with anything from like classical music to people making drum and bass to people doing rock or beats and stuff like that. Here I'm pretty much in my own bubble within YouTube, because all of the people who see this, yeah, they have some people streaming music production there. Yes. But here on YouTube, the only people who are going to see my stream pop up are people who get it recommended. So for them, it makes a lot more sense, because then people who are already into psytrance are going to see it more. I watch people on Twitch, but I prefer YouTube. YouTube fanboy, yeah. Let's see. I was going to make some bass things, some bass tabs. Let's work on that some more, because I do want to make some cool edits to the bass line. Have you ever considered streaming Sideline, if you're still here? It's hard to see. The only downside of YouTube is that I cannot see who is still in chat and who has already left again. Like anytime I want to ask somebody in chat a question, I have to ask them if they're still here, or at least hope that they're still here. I cannot see if they left again. You're too shy. Well, you don't have to start out with a mic. I know you don't speak in videos very often, or maybe even you have spoken in videos before, right? What you can do is just like, you don't have to set up a camera or a microphone. You can just chill there. What I found, and this is a tip for maybe even other people who have trouble with like productivity, is that if I'm how would I say, if I'm streaming, then I feel like I have to produce. Yeah, you can just make with just voice. You don't even have to do just voice. You can just silent. It's not a problem. What streaming does, at least for me, is that I have to be productive. I cannot go here and sit and watch on my phone or browse Reddit or anything, because then I'm not like interacting with the people. So part of streaming, what it does for me is it forces me to be productive. Speaking about being productive, I wanted to go over this patch that I think would be pretty cool. What I've done is I've set up 2 oscillators here, one A and one B, and this oscillator has a 180-degree phase offset from the other oscillator. And what that's going to do is it's going to create this octave effect, I'm hoping. You see how it almost sounds like, and maybe don't talk makes you focus more on workflow, even more, yeah. I feel like I have to talk as well, which I don't mind. I'm still more productive than if I wasn't streaming. Going to turn this down even more. I think my roommate got home. This is the wrong one. I want this to go down. Yeah. Do you hear how it's like shifting octaves? So that's all this B oscillator is doing. It's not a higher octave, that's the fun part. This is playing the same octave, but because of the 180-degree phase of shift, this spike is basically going to play here in regards to this wave. And thus you get basically a doubling of, you get the same kind of ramping up, because they're both ramping up, but the clicks are going to happen offset from each other, so it's going to sound like a different octave. This only works with saw waves, I think, because of their specific shape. So I'm going to up this one. Actually, I need that to be here. Maybe if we do this octave down, it sounds better. I want the have some hyper. I can kind of do the same stereo effect here. Maybe a bit. That's kind of cool. You can mess around with where we want to place this throughout the track. Maybe here, because then it's like fades in nicely. That's a bit extreme. This is very loud. Right, if I record this we can see how loud it is. I need to clean up and fix up this bassline anyway. I guess it's okay. The phase on this thing is amazing. I don't think I even intended this, because it's not like it's the only note, right? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe I did do that on purpose. Did I OTT this thing? Yeah. I should probably not sidechain with normal sidechain. I don't think I have. I do have some sidechain triggers offbeat, but it's not going to matter much because there's no kick there anyway. Nice. Should give us a slightly cleaner bassline as well. Right, like it stops right in front of it. Let's try something here. I have this plugin, the Vitamin one. We can use that for an extra bit of multi-band beefing up of this bass, because it's like already like this. Mindbee, how are you doing? Welcome. Just more punch. Give the mid-range a bit more width. I'm also doing great. I'm very productive today. Happy with this. This makes a world of difference. It does make it a bit brighter. I don't know if that fits the track, that amount of brightness. We can. It does sound better on my headphones. Just for the sake of argument, let's play it again with the break, because that's really how I gauge the depth or the feeling of my track. Here obviously it's not going to play. You're also productive. Nice, nice. What have you been up to? What have you been producing? Or if you've been producing. I don't know, maybe if you've been productive in another field. Maybe I want this. that kind of works. Start a new prog psytrance song in D sharp. Nice. I've not done feedback for a long time, like on stream. I could do it. I have a little bit of a technical issue. If you want me to listen to it, obviously I can do it. We can have you can just drop it in like the feedback thing. I have a little bit of an issue right now with Discord. You've never used D sharp before. I'm very curious to hear what it sounds like. This one is an F sharp, so it's a little bit higher, but it still sounds cool. If you want, I can take a listen to it. I have a bit of an issue with Discord right now in that it doesn't accept, or it doesn't show me files. Like, if I go to Technical Talk, any of these files will not play. So if you want to send me anything, you have to send it via like SoundCloud link. I also don't get any profile pictures. I am down to do like feedback again. I haven't really mentioned that, but obviously on Twitch I did do feedback, and probably many of you know that from me. I very much enjoyed doing feedback on stream for other people. But right now my setup for Discord, it doesn't work perfectly. I am talking with Discord about this, and my camera has frozen again in the most amazing position ever. Now I should be back. Why not? That's the mindset, yes. I am in talks, just quickly an update, I am in talks with Discord. They sent me 2 different builds of Discord and neither of them could fix it. So I'm looking into getting this problem fixed. Need a sexy vocal ASAP. I'm sorry, I don't have a sexy voice. I cannot really help you there. Unless... Was that sexy enough? I think, now that you speak about sexy vocals, I have in here a vocal pack, right? CM Ultimate Vocals, XXX moans and breaths. If you want some of those, it has phrases, it has vocoded.
You can put it anywhere you want. Do you want to get physical? Do you want to get oh, that's kind of freaky. Ooh, you are a bad boy, aren't you?
So there's that. I'll send it to you after the stream. This is good stuff. This is from the Computer Music magazine. I don't know if you know that. It's a magazine. I don't know if they still make it, but a UK-based production magazine for electronic music. I have, I think, a pile of like 50, 60 of those, and I've just have them laying around, and with each one they would send a DVD with samples. So these are about a quarter of the sample packs that they have, and they would like get sponsored by Loopmasters, and as you can see, these are huge packs. So this is altogether, it's a massive benefit for me to have, and I barely use it. They also have like production classes, tutorial videos. As you can see, a whole bunch of different cool tutorial things, and I never really use it. It's such a shame. But every once in a while, if I need a weird sample, I'll just go in here and then Control F whatever I want and then use it. But I don't use it nearly enough. They even have like sidetrend stuff, I think. Yeah, here. We might actually, just to force myself to use this more, throw this in here, pitch it up to the pitch that we want. See if we can work this in. Let's do a little bit of, just quickly so I can see if this is nice. I feel like here it is. It's a little bit weird in terms of the, maybe like this. That seems to have done it. It sounded like there was a little bit of a click to it. It's still kind of there, I think. I don't know, do I have you on Discord, by the way? Just quickly so I can send you it later. Psy Lion. I don't think I have your Discord. Are you in my Discord? You should be there. Psy. You're not online right now. It doesn't say that you're, at least if your name is still Psy Lion. Are you between offline things? Active, seconds, Psyland, Psynox. Yeah, Psyline, here you are. Message. Just so I don't forget. I'll send it after the stream, the vocals. I think it's pretty cool. Right now we're here. I think I also want this. I'm just kind of messing around right now. I don't really have a structure to what I'm doing. Maybe for this one we want to keep it the same pitch here and here. Let's have the same amp transformer on this thing here. Return to, I want this at 0, I think. Yeah, I like that. So that that's not so extreme going down like the other one, where it's also the format going down. Okay, so I'm going to create a few more variations or different bass sounds, and then we'll spread them out throughout the whole thing. So as I said, computer music, great stuff. Just quickly wanted to get that out there. I'm going to try some more aggressive bassy stuff. Kind of like an FM wobble thing. We'll do a oh. Maybe like this, like a it's because of the release that we have that extra plug there. You want to maybe like this. This is the part with the most like bass stuff happening here. So I'm probably going to do the same thing here, where we're building up the bass. This towards the end, I think. Is this not the... it's... That changes the timing. Does that also happen for this one? Doesn't sound like it. What it should probably do, if we're not using it, turn it off. So we don't have problems with the sound, like being out of time when it's not needed. Might be cool to have a final track here, which this is -3. We'll do this at -10, and then just have a whole bunch of these to bridge this gap. And instead of normal like left-right panning we did with these two, we'll auto pan them over. One over 3. That's quarter note dotted, I think. No, I want half note dotted. And towards this end here, we'll keep making the fades bigger so that it's like this. I guess we can do that everywhere. A little bit more, a little bit less every once in a while. And here. Like this, maybe. We'll have a bit of a volume dip and like so, I guess. And here, just to mix it up a bit, we'll have another filter just for this bit here, where it just goes down for this, like this. This together with that reverse reverb already coming in from the last one should sound pretty cool. And we'll have that reverse reverb open up a bit more. So that's this one, right? Yeah. We'll just have that go forward like this. It's cool mangled little reverb thing. Can even give the boost here, right in the middle of where that gain thing is. So it goes up more here and then down again. So we really have this ever transforming thing here. This is a bit too loud now, so like 16 maybe, 18. Say maybe these are a bit too loud in regards to this one, because I really want this to smash there in, right? So that's really doesn't have any very high end. Maybe we can bring out the crispiness of it a bit. We should probably do that before the reverb. Sidhu, how are you doing? Am I still studying? I just started studying. So I'm now currently studying music engineering here in Cremona. Is it because of... No. High cut is there. This is the bright version, so that should be okay. How are you doing, Sidhu, by the way? I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing names. I'm the worst with names. Okay, I want this to be higher. I really want that above 10K spiciness coming out. So how would I do that? We can just try to very cruelly. This is probably going to mess everything up, but Cremona is just south of Milan, Italy. Obviously I'm not going to give you my home address, but the city I live in, I can give that. Yes, I'm totally focusing on music indeed. There's a little bit of stuff above 10K. Let's see if we can get that. Yes. That's almost like dither noise on it. Started today. Oh, if you want, I posted it on Discord. Nice. Let's have a listen. I haven't done feedback in a long time, so I'd like to hear what other people have been up to. I still have my feedback group. Here we are. So, if you remember from the old streaming setup, you're still streaming on Twitch? No, I'm not. I'm completely focusing on YouTube. Just YouTube it's a lot better for me as a platform, I think. Give me a second to just open up the web page here. Also gives me a pause from this track, and that's me. Okay. Does anybody remember these analyzers from the old Twitch stream? I think you guys remember these, right? I don't have to explain stereo, waveform, waterfall, and spectrum. It still has the noise stuff in it, so you know it's the good stuff. You can still see all of the noise in my system. It's just useful to have. If I do, yeah. It's not very loud. Yeah, that's input. Diamond shape means nice stereo, indeed. It's not mixed. We'll keep that in mind. It also doesn't seem to be mastered, so. Joe Rogan. I don't like that synth kind of resetting. Do you know what I mean? How it goes back down. Because you had a peak. It doesn't seem like you would have a peak. It's hitting at -10 for me. I do like that kind of stuff that's always in there, the little wobbly synth, which kind of fills up that mid-range area, I guess. What I would do for, just quickly, this whole section where from here to there you have that synth rising in formant, just have it go all the way through, and also where this second synth comes in, have that come in slowly, so it's all building up to a climax here, and not. You hear how the climax is partially happening here because it goes back down again. This is a very high note, and then it goes back down again, and then you start introducing other elements. I would think it would be best to build it all up to here, together with like maybe snare drum, roll, some more risers, and maybe even like high pass kick and bass. You know, the normal stuff. You high pass the kick and the bass going into that area, so you really open up, and then you break it all down, and it's just Joe Rogan vocal. Cool image, by the way. thought my roommate was here, but I don't think so. Nice clean kick and bass. It's weird, this analyzer shows like weird stuff happening here. Maybe it's the internal Fourier transform which is not windowed properly, that it cannot show those low frequencies. Is kick and bass great? Yeah, it looks good enough. I can look at the waveform real quick if you want to, because it's not that great to see on analyzer. Oh, I have to set this to auto. Kick looks clean. Bass looks clean. Yeah, that's pretty clean. I don't see any, from the waveform, not many issues. Always turn it up in volume. This is a bit of a mess maybe. There definitely seems to be some weird stuff going on here in terms of the phase. But this nicely faded there, so that's okay. One thing, by the way, if people are having trouble with kick and bass, I put out a video today giving a little bit of a perspective on how you should go about fixing the details of your kick and bass. And I'll quickly recap. The idea of the video was to not fix kick and bass issues while you're doing production stuff. So anything that's related to the production. What I would do, and what I've been doing, is I write the whole song. I make sure that everything sounds the way I want it to. And I start off with a normal kick and bass, just one that I throw together in like 10 minutes. And then afterwards, what I'll do is I'll probably have some stuff layered on top of the kick and bass, like layers on top of it, like I have here. I have this like stereo layer. So I already have to worry less about the details because of that, because it's like partially covered in other stuff. And then I find the part of the track where I have the most kick and bass. So for example, this would be a good candidate here. Like right here. And I just listen if the kick and bass here, if it's not too problematic. And that means that I can get away with a lot more imperfections on the kick and bass. Obviously I have my checklist of everything that I do to just get it done and make sure that it sounds good, like waveform checks, like things we do here. And you can see here we still need to do some things, although this is a pretty clean waveform, like continuing here. I think what I want is maybe fix this a little bit, have this fade to 0 like this, right? So just like that maybe. That's something we can implement right now actually. I think all I would have to do, I've already set it up. Do you see it? It's already set up even. We set no release, and then we do like that on both. That should hopefully, well, I have a lot of processing on here, so that might not fix it completely. Yeah, kind of did. Just brings the transient out ever so slightly more. So just cleans it up a little bit. But as I said, I don't do my kick and bass at the start of the production. I do it at the end, so that I have to worry less about the details, because there's a whole production sitting on top of it. That doesn't mean that I don't work on details. I spend probably for each song an hour on kick and bass, just like any other producer, but I don't spend 4 hours listening to my kick and bass without any context, which is the biggest takeaway from that video. So if you haven't watched that video, that's kind of the recap. Obviously, that in 10 minutes I explained it a bit better, but that's kind of the gist of it. How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for about 3 hours. I think I'll do another break. I try to make it quick, and I will keep playing this song. I'd love some feedback from you guys as well. If you want, you can always give me feedback if there's things that you think are weird or strange or that don't fit well. Quickly do like 5 minutes just to get fresh ears, and then I'll be back. I'll do probably another hour or so, and then it will be 10 o'clock, and then I'll do some other things instead of streaming, obviously. still working. Thank you, Mind B, for the compliment. I'll stop the track here because this is just kick and bass here. It's not that interesting. By the way, I don't remember if you have done a video about arrangement and finishing tracks, but this is a real problem I have. I have thousands of not finished tracks and only 3 to 4 finished. I can check. I think I have some stuff on arrangement. I don't know if I've specifically tackled finished tracks. Arrange. I've done this one, which is pretty long. I did this. Hello everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. Let me just Today check. This is arrangement as well as finishing tracks and making sure that you can kind of turn the loop into a full track idea. I think, yeah. More transition elements, developing out a drop, adding synth variations. The mindset for finishing tracks. I cover a reason in favor for multiple projects, importance of a theme, vision for your track, listening environments, importance of the first 15 minutes, example projects. Pretty extensive video, yeah. Do I have one specifically for finishing? Finishing tracks. I have some live streams where I forced myself to finish a track, but I didn't finish it, so obviously that's not good. And the video today kind of applies on finishing bass lines. This is specifically if you're having trouble with finishing elements of your track. What I talked about before with the finishing a bass line for your track, that could be useful for it. So let's see. I'm going to probably do another small hour. I'm going to go off just before 10. It's 9:05 here now. So like 50 minutes still. So what I want to do in that hour is I want to develop out these bass lines, at least here. So that's mainly in here. And let's just listen to it. I always need to play it with this little blob there, because you then have the reverb. I think I'll just use this thing again here. But without the glide, I think. I'm just kind of experimenting a bit here with the different arrangements that we can do. It's a bit too loud. Maybe even like this. That's pretty cool. I feel like it's a bit empty. One thing you can do if you feel like it's missing something but you're not quite sure is just record the waveform. It is a little bit empty there, but I always need to record it from here because of that reverb thing that's sitting in here, which fills it really up. I guess we can implement this thing here. We have another one shot which we can put right there. And then this part is pretty finished, I guess. I might make some more bass lines in the future, bassline things there. Is that centered? Yeah. Why is that suddenly so much more noisy? For some reason it sounded a lot noisier there. Let's see if this suddenly fills up. Yeah, mainly this part though. I was thinking, when you mix a track, at which level is your kick and bass? So, fun fact, I don't mix kick and bass down into one group. I know like every sidetrance producer ever does that, but my kick is in drums and my bass is in basses. So I set separate levels, and the reason for that is because for some tracks I just want my kick and bass to be tighter as for others. Sometimes I want a little bit of a loose feeling, and then I set different volume levels. So this is at -9. Which means that it's pretty tight compared to the -8. And these, I think, I don't know if they're now, but usually, at least in my last productions, what I've been doing is that's true peak, or not true peak, that's the actual peak. So we can check here if that's the case by just playing. In this case, it's not like that, but you can see it's like half a dB lower than my kick. Normally, if this is set to -8, then this value would also read -8, which is the peak value of the kick. I think I just need to fix that in this particular track. We can actually do that right now, and the reason why that is important for your productions is I set my values basically by eye. So my kick is always at -8, and my bassline is always at -9 to -11. So for kick, what I've found is a cool trick within Ableton is to, at the end of your chain, this doesn't really matter, so we can turn that off. Why am I? Going to set attack, release, and decay to 0. It's going to compress it a lot, and then we see it's 4.3 decibels below it. So we set it to 4.3 dB. And it should give us a value very close to 8. And I think if I soft clip it, that's at least close enough. We can go very much. 37. Now it's exactly at 8. Those little details don't really matter. I can do the same for the bassline. I can basically push it up into limiting here. That's how I do it with the bassline. I just make sure it's limiting at 0. But for this bassline that might even be a bit too much, so I have allowed final mix without limiting the master too much. Good series is clip to zero method by this guy. Buffometrics clip to zero. I'll show you his channel. He's working on a playlist right now. The newest videos he's uploading, he hasn't posted for a week, but he makes very long videos. His clip to zero method, for now the older videos about that, it's good. The new playlist that he's working on isn't finished, so I recommend watching the oldest videos first so you get an idea of what it is. That's already like 3 hours in total of mixing information on how to mix, so that you're basically hitting like -6 LUFS in your mix without even mastering, which in normal terms that's like normal mastered volume of a dance song. So that's really impressive. His method of mixing without mastering, you're hitting he was hitting like -6.3 LUFS, which is incredibly loud for a mastered song. But you don't master the method at all. Yeah, that's practice. I am going to get into his clip to zero thing for not this track but other tracks, and then I'm also doing that as a video. I'm doing this whole mixing video. It's talked about in the last stream, but that's coming. I also need experience with that. Let's close this up except these two, because what I want to do next is I want to, you know how we have this like pitch format band here? I kind of want to try if we implement that in the intro, like maybe up until here, and we set this to here, and we do this with all the elements, so also that pad, not that effect, obviously that's not needed, and I also need them to copy over this. For me, we still always need limiter, not always clipper. You always need a little bit of limiting for the peaks on your master, but clipping everything, as in the clip to zero method, definitely helps getting some of those dynamics out, and the goal is to clip it just before you hear distortions in individual sounds, and then because the clippings are all mixing, it's not like you're going to notice those clips in a full mix. At least that's the idea. Here I also want this to be right there. I can now safely copy over this thing down to... What's this mess? This looks crazy. I haven't opened this project in a few months, so I'm kind of scared on what's going on. This might be cool to have this pitch shifting effect in here. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have a listen. Little clip cascade to not distort. Yes, exactly. What am I doing here with the volume? I am... Could be interesting to you show us how to proceed with CTC in another stream. Yes, that's the goal. So, quick update on the future. I am working on a track which is almost finished with about 200 audio tracks right now in the project. So it's a big project, is what I'm trying to say. And I'll show you burning material mixing. I have identified like 5 different mixing types, so digital analog emulation, noise mixing where you use pink noise to balance stuff, classical mixing, just mix something, the clip to zero method, and then top-down mixing, which is where you mix starting from the biggest elements rather than the smallest elements, because usually what we do is we mix individual channels and then we go onto the groups and then we go onto like either a pre-master or whatever you're using. So this is the other way around. You start with groups like drums, basses, leads, pads, effects, and vocals, something like that. And then you go into individual tracks. So it's mixing the other way around. That's that last one. And I want to do 5 streams, each where I implement one of these mixing methods and then mix that huge track. The one with the long intro, if you were here last time, maybe when I put that up, the one with the 3.5 minute intro, I'm going to mix that track 5 times, one for each stream, and basically see which method gives me the best result, and then I'll do a video on that to discuss the different things that I've learned. I've never used any of those except classical mixing, and I don't consider myself a great like mixer, so there's definitely things that I need to learn before that, and I'm watching a lot of resources, videos, those kind of things. So that's like the plan for that, basically. I do like this power up kind of sound. Add another pad to this here. I don't know when I have time to do that, by the way, so don't expect that to happen tomorrow, because I still need to finish the track. I have a lot of other things to do, including studying and stuff like that. I don't get why this noise level is so inconsistent. I guess it's to do with the compressor here. It has right there. And then the next one, it just doesn't come through. You know what I'm going to, instead of doing it this way, which is a bit of a crude way to do it, let's, oh, it's using the noise here. Just randomized. It has to be randomized because these are multiple oscillators. What we can do is group this thing. This is just what I'm trying to do is to, I'm not modulating that with that, right? No. Can easily take this off and put it in a group, and then we can just design our own like little noise layer. I can just duplicate this. And here we just give it a high-end tick of noise. So you have some noise going through a high pass. Because I want it to be brighter. So we'll set up like a 12 decibel per octave maybe. Or maybe even 24 at 12 or 10K, something like this. Let's listen to. Obviously here it's going to be pitched down an octave, so we have to. Okay, I'm going for bright white. 50. Here we then also have to, well, if the other one is playing as well. Yeah, that's good. Turn that down a bit. And we can mix that in. Want it to be stereo more. Don't have any absorption, can make it nice and wet. Bit of character to it. That's let's look at the spectrum and make sure it's not too crazy. Yeah, we're missing definitely something in that region, so the filter needs to go down a bit. What if we make it and then here make sure to roll off up until like 5K, I guess. Bring out 7K. Make sure this rolls off nicely. Now let's hope this is more consistent. I'm still not having trouble. I'm not getting my broadcast back. I don't know if it's still up. Let me quickly check on my phone. It's saying that I have a good connection, but I cannot see the live stream coming in on my side. Yeah, no, okay, I'm still here. And it's just my stream download which is stalled. Which is strange, but okay. It's still up, nice. Great. Here I wanted to. Let's do like a big chord thing. Something like this, and then we'll bit of a I want to start high so that this has the most impact possible. It's maybe a bit too high of a filter cutoff to start with. Add another mid-range impact, especially to this part here, to give that a bit more power. You do one with like a long sweep to it. -20. won't warp it, we'll just place it like that. Perfect. So we suddenly have the like tone. Nice mid-range. Let's hear how that sounds. I'm also, as a precaution, going to record it, see how it sounds and how it looks as well. I really like the dark vibe that this has. That's kind of cool, right? I did mess with the, of course I have to play it from here to. Turn repitch off, we can play it from here. It also doesn't really have the big splash of impact high-end kind of sound that I want. That's because this one doesn't open up completely. It's starting to crash. This might be a problem. It's also my camera. Deactivating my camera fixed my Ableton. What a magical world do we live in. I hope it still saved the project. Yes. In this 2 hours that I worked on it, I've never saved it. It's still the old version of Ableton. That would have been a big oops had I not, or had everything crashed. That would have been, well, I guess not, because in reality the only thing that we added in terms of synths would have been this stuff, and that wasn't that much work. So we could have easily remade the rest of the project, and I guess this pad here. But we did make some changes to plugins. As long as you're not making changes to plugins, it's not that big of a deal, because Ableton usually recovers everything, right? On a loss. Let's bring this forward a bit, so that plug also, or do you not want that? I don't think so, because then it's off with the rest of our impact. Makes little sense. I think I'm going to record this thing again without the sidechain on it, so it's not sidechained there. All I have to do is then consolidate this. No autosave in Ableton, no. Unfortunately, Ableton, what it does is it saves the undo history of your project. So every action you've done will be saved in the undo history. That's what it's called. And then it will be, it will just kind of like be there, and if your project crashes, it does that. I think there's Max for Live devices, by the way, that can do that, like autosaving, but I'm not quite sure. That might be a good idea to have that. I know the thing that I have, the Live Enhancement Suite, this thing, that does autosaving, but it saves new projects, which I hate. It does not save over the same project. I might even just remove this completely. We can keep it. I think I'll keep it because I like that idea of changing the delay amount. I am going to then go like 50%. I don't even remember what I'm doing here in Omnisphere, but I'm definitely completely breaking it. I think just a little bit there, not in the, well, it gets very loud towards the end. Maybe we can go down to 12 maybe. That sounds good. I think I'm happy with what I've done for today. I'm almost at 4 hours streaming, which is a nice length, right? I'm happy with that. So I don't really know who asked last time, but I asked for video ideas last time. The next video I'm posting is on stereo basslines. I don't remember if that was you, Mind B, who asked that. But yeah, if that person is here, next video I'm putting out is the stereo bassline video that you asked for. If there's any other ideas, I'll leave this play out until here, and then I'll finish streaming. Is there any other ideas that you guys want me to feature? Now is the time to say, because I'm right here. Not you, okay. Well then I'm not sure who it was, maybe it's just not watching, it's a possibility. But it will be interesting. Yes, it's a good video, I like how it came out. I like that we're stopping here with the thing, that's a good idea. To not always have that. I really like these breakdowns. The pitching down effect is making it a lot more interesting. I might do some more creative stuff with the reverb here as well. Let me write that down before I forget. Creative reverb stuff that's still to do, so that's going to be red. Here we did the bass edits, here we didn't, and here we didn't. So this is my like to do list. Projector, I have to go. Yes, I'm going as well. I was playing till here and then I'm finishing the stream, so see you. Nice to have you here on the stream, by the way. Everybody. Also Sideline, nice to see you join in as well. It's always fun to talk to other content creators as well. It's just a little bit of a different dynamic. So that's it for today. I'm sorry again, still camera issues, but I'll hopefully can get that fixed over the weekend, and then I might do another stream during the weekend on Sunday evening, around the same time, maybe a bit earlier than today. But that's going to be it for today, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. Next time will probably be another stream, and then next week that video about the baseline stuff will be up. And yeah, that's going to be it.